Hello everyone. Are you seeking a dose of wisdom and inspiration? Do you wish to immerse yourself in a world of words carrying profound insights and optimism? Well, you're in the right place. I'm delighted to present to you a special video featuring wise and inspirational quotes rooted in the minds of great philosophers and thinkers. In this video, we'll dive into a realm of wisdom and quotes that provoke inspiration and contemplation. You'll discover how a simple word can change someone's life entirely, and how ancient wisdom can serve as a guiding compass in our journey through life. Let's embark on this inspirational journey together. Watch the video now and let wisdom infuse you with a fresh perspective every day. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life, unless you let them. A blind man is a poor guide until it gets dark. When you work for someone else, you have the right only to labor, not to the fruits of your labor. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Children make so much noise you can't think. But when they leave the house forever, the silence is maddening. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. If you look for the light, you will often find it. But if you look for the dark, it is all you will ever see. You might be the sweetest peach on the tree, but some people just don't like peaches. If all our problems were cards, and we could lay them out on the table, I bet you'd pick your own backup. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is, "Thank you," it will be enough. The bee doesn't waste its time trying to convince the fly that honey is better than shit. Nothing in life that is worth having comes easy. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. You can't cross the ocean until you lose sight of the shore. It's easy to fool someone. It's hard to convince them that they've been fooled. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. You can either be a negative or positive person in life, but only one will get you somewhere. Before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Worrying only means you suffer twice. Be afraid, but do it anyway. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day, saying, "I will try again tomorrow." That mountain you've been carrying, you were only supposed to climb. People often confuse stress with responsibility. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. Someone once told me the meaning of hell. On your last day on the earth, the person you became will meet the person you could have become. Quietly work. Let success speak up. It is not a lack of time. It is a lack of priority. What would you do if you weren't afraid? There are two paths you can go by. But in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The days are long, the years are short. Heard this after I had my first kid. Couldn't be more true. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. Embrace stress as the opposite of apathy. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Everything outside of this moment is just imagination. If you stop seeing the world in terms of what you like and what you dislike, and saw things for what they truly are in themselves, you would find a great deal more peace in your life. If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. We are all the bad guy in someone's story. The only person who's ever gonna remember your hard work is you, not this company, not your boss. Only you. It's not worth killing yourself over a company that'll replace you in 2 days if you're gone. The people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. Keep breaking your heart until it opens. Remember when you wanted what you currently have. No expectations, no disappointments. Be the person you needed when you were younger. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. Here for a good time, not a long time. Feelings are not facts. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. If you are unhappy, you are doing something wrong. This too shall pass. Be not afraid of moving slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. Sometimes, hypocrite is nothing more than a man in the process of changing. The only time you should look into someone else's bowl is to make sure they have enough. Given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. The things you own end up owning you. Speak your mind even if your voice shakes. No matter how many times I may stumble, I will rise each time a better man. The most important step a man can take is the next one. It's always the next one. Don't expect experience life. Do not carry expectations on how it should be. A salary is the drug they give you to forget your dreams. One day or day one you decide. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Youth is happy because it has the capacity to see beauty. Anyone who keeps the ability to see beauty never grows old. The past is just a story we tell ourselves. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life, when you have to let go of the past and forge your head into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Honesty without kindness is brutality. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. They've promised that dreams can come true, but forgot to mention that nightmares are dreams too. Every journey begins with the first step. In order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it, and not how you imagine their experience to be. Never wrestle with a pig. You both will get dirty, but the pig likes it. Better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Better 50% now than 100% never. Just because you know how it's done doesn't mean it's not magic. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. What God doesn't give to you, you have to go and get for yourself. Success is not the title you have or how much money you make. If your relationships with friends and family are healthy and thriving, that is a success. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, It will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's better to have $480 in a wallet that costs $20 than to have $20 in a wallet that costs $480. It's no use wasting time worrying what other people think about you. No one is thinking about you. You train people how to treat you unconsciously or not. No one raindrop thinks it causes the flood. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. To realize that you are not your thoughts is when you begin to awaken spiritually. The world is a tragedy to those who feel, but a comedy to those who think. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Don't die until you're done. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. There's no point in being grown up if you can't act a little childish sometimes. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Never go to the past. Not for happiness, not for justification, not for excuses. The world is what it is. You are what you are. Graveyard is full of people who used to think that the world could not run without them. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven. Things are only impossible until they are not. Just because you got away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. It's not your fault things are the way they are. If you're going to apologize, you don't say but after. Either you mean it or you don't. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. There are more things likely to frighten us than to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. It never gets easy, but it gets easier. Fake love is mighty convincing in a world where real love is mighty rare. If you need music on the beach, you're missing the point. We are our choices. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. We live longer when we are too busy living. Sometimes which choice you make is not as important as making a choice and committing to it. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope, while a fulfilled hope makes us happier than a fulfilled expectation. The point of the argument is not to defeat each other, but to understand each other. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. I guess it comes down to a simple choice. Really. Get busy living or get busy dying. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to stay updated with the latest content.